Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. We will begin here at the top of the hour. My name is Brandy Hake, National Medicare Marketer with Premier Companies. I have the privilege of introducing our presenter, Jim Codney, Regional Vice President of Supplemental Benefits at Cigna. Today, Jim will be showcasing as to why Cigna's Medicare supplements and cancer plans are a valuable option for your clients. So without further ado, we will turn over our time to Mr. Jim Codney.
Thank you, Brandy. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you spending what I hope is a productive, roughly half an hour with myself and our friends here at Premier. A couple of quick housekeeping items. Just so you know, I've been an agent before, so I know your time is valuable. I'm going to try and give you a lot of information in a short time because I know your time is valuable. Also, if you have any questions, we're here for you. This is for you. So please type your questions in the question box. We'll go through those at the end of the presentation. Any that we think will help the group as a whole being answered, we will answer on the webinar. If it's something that's more of an individual question, the team at Premier will reach out to you on a one-on-one basis sometime after the webinar. So with that, let's get going. So what we're going to talk about first is Cigna's Medicare supplement. Now, if you're in the MedSup market, you've probably heard of our new charter that we launched last September. Started in 5 states in September, and it's roughly in about the low 20 states with a few more to come. It's called Cigna Health and Life Insurance Company. That is the specific MedSup we're going to talk the most about. However, we do have ARLIC, American Retirement Life Insurance Company, Medicare Supplement, as well as Loyal American Medicare Supplement, still available in the states that they were in that we do not have the new charter in yet. So some of the things we've done as we look to the past is we've done some rate decreases in a lot of states on both ARLIC and Loyal American. And then like I said, we just launched in September the new Cigna Health and Life Insurance Company Medicare Supplement, affectionately known as CHILIC. Now, please don't wonder why we call it that. I didn't name it, but you know, insurance company guys, we get lazy and we throw little quick names on stuff. Before we get into the actual CHILIC Medicare Supplement, I want to show you where we ended up last year and talk about the impact of what our new charter has done for us. If you see right now on your screen, the states with the red stars were our top 10 states last year. But this, if we stop there, it wouldn't tell the whole story about our top 10 states, because in states like Texas, Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina, we didn't have a super competitive Medicare supplement product till about the 4th quarter of last year, or AEP time, and quickly those states became top 10. Texas went from not even being on the radar with us, with ARLIC, to being our best state with the new product. And there's a lot of reasons why that happened, right? New entrant into the market. Now it's got the Cigna name. But there's also a pricing strategy and philosophy we've introduced in this new Medicare supplement charter that I just want to take a moment to talk about. So if you've been in the Medicare supplement market very long and sold very long, when you look at a rate sheet and you put price comparisons out, it's very evident where insurance companies want their business. It's where they're the most competitive. So most companies want T65 males and females, Plan F or Plan G, and then those rates stay relatively competitive through the mid-60s, and then somewhere in the late 60s to early 70s, if you put those rates on a rate slope, those rates quickly become more expensive, and actually those companies rate themselves out of the competitive landscape for Medicare supplement. That's what I consider a traditional Medicare supplement pricing. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. That's what we did in the past with Arlic and Loyal. That's what almost every other company seems to do in the market. But we did something different with the charter we're going to talk mostly about today. The Chillick charter, what we decided is we wanted to be competitive in the markets we were in, both male, female, both F and G, and in pretty much all ages. So as we look at the Chillick product, the new Medicare supplement charter, you're going to see differences, and that's why a state like Texas came quickly into a top 10 when it wasn't even on the radar before we launched it in September. So with that, what happens is we're more competitive not only at 65 and 68, but at 70, 75, and 80. What that does for us as a company, and I want to explain this because I get asked a lot, well, what about rate increases? Well, if you're somebody who cares about your customer and cares about rate increases, you want a company that has a similar philosophy to Chillick, because we're getting more underwritten business because we're priced more competitively in those 68, 70, 75, 78, 80 ranges. So we're getting a bigger portion of our overall block on this new Chillick charter as underwritten, and it should be a great leading indicator that our loss ratios are going to be very good, because again, we get to underwrite for a risk. Where conversely, more traditional underwriting takes pricing, it takes a much bigger chunk of the business as non-underwritten guarantee issue T65 type of business. So we're very excited. The last number I heard is we are getting more than 60% of our business on this new charter as underwritten business, which is great news. So let's talk about some things. We have a mission, not only to you as agents and brokers, but also to our clients, right? These are the basics of Medicare supplement, most of them, but there's some other things that are Cigna specific, like our value-added programs, a nurse hotline. We also have, for those of you who've sold with us, I know a lot of people don't know about, we actually have a client portal. It's called mypolicyhq.com. If you have a Medicare supplement client, they can actually log on there, register, and then they can find out all the EOBs, they can find out statements, they can print temporary ID cards, et cetera, right there on the website. Save them a call to you with frustration, save you a call to our friends at Premier or to our customer service. And we do a huge percentage of our claims electronically, and they get auto-adjudicated, meaning they get auto-paid, and that turns it really quick for your clients. So it's really, really a great system that we've got going right now. And we believe in value to you as our brokers as well. We give, like I already talked about, really good premiums and rates to you to offer to your clients. Hopefully that'll help you get new business with us. Good compensation. We offer up to 15-month advancing, and on this charter only with Cigna, we offer a no interest advance. So those of you who have sold with us in the past with Arlic or Loyal American, and if you are on advancing, you were charged a 1% per month advance. On the new Chillick charter, there is 0 interest on advancing. So it's really, really nice and agent friendly. We also, if you skip down to the second to the last bullet, we have an agent resource line. So that number is on your screen in that orange box. That's a number you can call 8 to 8, Monday through Friday. Talk to somebody if you have issues, if you just need something quick. You know, I always recommend, because your relationships through our friends at Premier, that you reach out to them first. But if you can't or won't or just need a quick answer, we do have a team to support you and to support our friends at Premier and answer your questions. And last but certainly not least, when you have a Cigna health and life insurance company name on the charter, now you finally got another nationally recognized, no, internationally recognized name to offer to your Medicare supplement clients. So it's a really great combination. Great rates, great service, good comp, and by the way, it's a name that every one of your clients should have heard of. So here's a few basic things that I want to drive home. We don't charge an app fee on this. We've already talked about the 15-month advances, up to that, no interest. We offer a 7% household discount that we'll talk about. We have healthy rewards, which is great. We issue super fast. I've been told, not by our team, but by brokers and marketers as I've gone out in the field, that sometimes we're issuing within 2 or 3 hours if an agent's using our Express app, e-app, which is a great e-app for those of you who use that technology. I'm talking hours sometimes. If not, usually it's the next day right now. We do have a high deductible F plan available, and we've got that 24-hour nurse hotline. So let's talk briefly about our household discount, because I know a lot of carriers do things differently. So I want to make sure that you understand how it can be applied. So if you have 2 people in a house, they have to be spouses. I know some carriers don't care if there's a rat in the attic and they name it Ted, right? If Ted the rat's in the attic and they can write somebody else's here and get a discount. We don't do that. They have to be spouses and live in the same household. And they both have to have Medicare supplement with either RLIC, Loyal American, or Cigna Health and Life Insurance Company. And if they do, they will both get a 7% discount on our already fantastic rates. So keep that in mind. I think it's really fair, especially for a spousal or a household discount, but that's what we require to give that discount. Now, I brought up Healthy Rewards, and there's a lot of questions about what it is and what you can get. Well, here we won't talk about all of this, but I'll give you a few highlights. Fitness club discounts. Your clients will get a minimum of a 10% discount at fitness clubs. They also have programs for weight loss, tobacco cessation, vision and hearing programs. So there's a lot of different things that your clients are probably using right now and paying full price for that they'll at least get a discount for by joining Healthy Rewards once they get their Medicare supplement policy with us. So it's definitely something. We have brochures on Healthy Rewards. So I would, if I was in your shoes, I'd bring a brochure to my appointment when I'm pitching Cigna, and I'd say, hey, not only are you going to get this national brand with a great rate, good service, good history, but they also offer you this program at no additional fee where you can get discounts on all these great things. So bring that with you. Now, we've been doing a lot. As I said, we've launched some more states this year. We actually, Alabama and Arizona were launched last November, but we finally caught up and got our Express app, e-app available for those 2 states here in March. We also, for any of you in Oklahoma and South Dakota, we launched there in March. Maryland, we just launched in April. And then really excited about these new states coming July 10th. We've got Colorado, Idaho, and Missouri coming July 10th. Those are all going to be great states for us. And we've got Wisconsin. It is, I believe we just got DOI approval. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we just received that. And we're planning on Wisconsin the end of July. So yet one more great state for us. So if you're in any of those states or not in those states but sell over the phone, etc., get ready because those are going to be some great states for us. So let's look at the footprint of our Medicare supplement, where we are now, and what it's going to look like here after July. Everything orange is going to be Arlic. Everything blue is Loyal. Now, if there's a state with a red star, that is what we're talking about mostly today. Those are going to be the Nucleic states. And then if there's gradient or the little pixelation, that just means that we also offer a substandard rate. So on Arlic, we actually have a substandard product. So for people with a little more risky health situation, we still have a Medicare supplement for them in a lot of states on Arlic papers. So don't forget about that. I know we aren't talking a lot about Arlic, but we do have it available for those clients who'd be a good fit. So let's talk about rates, right? We're talking Medicare supplement, and rates are a huge part of that. So as we look at Colorado, I want you to understand that I'm not just talking about rates. We've actually looked at rates. Now this is Area 1, so not Denver proper, but pretty much the rest of the state outside of Denver. As you see, we sorted, if you look at the year, we sorted by female 70 years old, because as I told you, we're going to be competitive not only at 65, but at 70, 75, etc. So in Colorado, Plan F, 70-year-old female, I'm going to have the least expensive rate in Colorado. And as you look on this, I'm going to be extremely strong throughout, no matter what gender, what age, etc., on Plan F in Colorado. So if you sell there, I hope you're getting excited. Now, if you sell there and you want Plan G, here's our rates. CSI is going to have a slightly lower rate, less than $2 rate difference at 70-year-old female. But again, if you look at these rates, you will see we're ultra competitive all around. We aren't always going to be the lowest rate in the area, but we're going to be competitive, which hopefully that's important to you, because if all we did was throw up lowest rates, we're probably going to have bad rate increases because we're going to not have a profitable product. So we're pricing profitable and still giving you a competitive rate. Now in Idaho, any of you sell in Idaho, initially this doesn't look as great, right? We're a little farther down. I think we're 5th on this list at 70-year-old female. But if you look at the rates, we're actually only about $4 from number 1, and we're only $1 from being in 3rd place at 70-year-old female. And male's the same in Idaho because it's like unisex rates. So again, very competitive rate in Idaho on F. In G, again, doesn't look great, but we're about $6 from Transamerica. And if you look at the effective date on their rate, who knows what's going to happen with them and companies like Guarantee Trust Life Insurance Company, etc., who've had rates in Idaho that are much older than a year. At some point, there's assumption that they'll go up. I'm not going to guarantee that, but I think as you see some of these rates going up with some other carriers, will even be more competitive in this market. So any of you in Idaho, sell in Idaho, we've got a great product, great rate for you. And last but not least, any of you sell in Missouri, I'm ready to rock and roll in Missouri. I think we're going to have a great product in Missouri. As you see again, sorted at 70-year-old female in Area 1, we're going to be number 2 on F. We're going to be a little farther down on G, but again, within about $6.50, $7 from number 1. And some of those rates on the screen for the companies that have a less expensive rate, they're an aged rate. So that means they've been there over a year. There may be possibility of rate increases. So if and when those do happen, it'll just make us more competitive. Also want to let you know, as you look at these rates, if Mutual of Omaha is on your screen, to be realistic, we already include their 12% discount in our rate comparison because it's a little more liberal than ours. So we assume a lot of your clients are going to be able to qualify for their discount. So we've already factored that in. Now, if either you took that discount out or your client qualified for ours, as you'd see, we'd be less expensive. But we're thinking realistically, there's going to be some instances where you'll walk into a house, the client will qualify for Mutual of Omaha's 12% discount and might not be able to qualify for ours. So keep that in mind. So with that, I know I kind of shot through Medicare Supplement, but just wanted to wet your whistle and hopefully get you excited about what we have for Chillick Medicare Supplement. We're working on other states. There's been states like Minnesota and Oregon thrown around that I hope are coming soon. I have no guarantee, but could be exciting stuff. So with that, we'll move on to Flexible Choice. Now, what Flexible Choice is, it is a cancer and heart attack and stroke product. So let's talk about it just a little bit. It's a lump sum benefit, anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 lump sum. And you can sell it in most states from 18 years old up to 99. Now, if any of you are in California, California lets us issue it from 18 to 64. Don't ask me why they don't allow it over 64, but they don't. But in all the other states, we do allow it where it's available from 18 to 99. As you see, there's several different coverage options from individual all the way up to family coverage. If you're selling this, it's a cancer and a heart attack and stroke product that does not have a tobacco question on the app. You don't have to sit around and as you're doing a cancer app, ask your client, hey, do you smoke? Do you chew tobacco, et cetera. That question's not on the app. So I think that's great. On top of that, one of the things that's going to really set us apart from most of our competition, and please, I know there may be one or two out there, but the majority of the cancer plans on the market do not cover 100% of their benefit for carcinoma in situ. Basically, that's non-metastasized cancer. They pay a portion of the benefit, but not 100% of that. So if you're selling a plan right now, look at that benefit and see, does it pay 100% of the selected benefit for carcinoma in situ? That's a big, big thing, because just because somebody's cancer has not metastasized doesn't mean they don't have cancer. And with us, we pay them 100% of the benefit amount. On top of that, we don't care what they pay, what they use the benefit for. It's a lump sum benefit. They get a check from us after they file the claim form and it's verified. They can use it to go on a vacation, pay bill, pay for medications. They're going to have co-insurance or deductibles, all that fun stuff. We don't care what they spend it on. Really, what you want to think about is if our clients get cancer or if they have a heart attack or a stroke, we don't want the first thing that goes through their or their loved one's minds being, how are we going to pay for this? What we want them to think about is, how am I going to get better? How am I going to beat this thing? How am I going to be there for my family for a long time instead of lose my battle to cancer? That's what we want to empower your clients and their loved ones to think about. Not, oh my gosh, I just got cancer, I'm going to burden my family with money. So as licensed insurance professionals, let's try and help take that out of the equation. Now, it's available, as you see right now, in most states, in 48 states. It is not currently available in New York and Virginia, but other than that, everywhere else, including DC, this product is available. You can sell it a couple different ways. You can sell cancer standalone. You can sell it heart attack and stroke standalone, or you can sell it cancer, heart attack, and stroke all together. And it's two different buckets of money. There's a bucket of money if you sell it all together. There's a bucket of money for cancer, and there's a bucket of money for heart attack and stroke. So they actually would pick, and they can be different benefits amount. They could say, hey, I want $20,000 for cancer, but I only want $5,000 or $10,000 for heart attack and stroke. or vice versa. That's totally fine. Now, this is where we talk about what's covered. Again, I think this is a huge, huge thing that helps us this product stand apart from most of our competition out there. Again, it covers carcinoma in situ, not only just cancer, but carcinoma in situ at 100% of the selected benefit. Now, for a heart attack and stroke, if your clients get one of the big threes, they will get 100% of the benefit. But even if they need something that is considered a smaller issue, like needs a stent or an angioplasty or aortic surgery, and trust me, I don't think any of those are small, but I'm just talking compared to a heart attack, heart transplant, or stroke, they still get a portion of the benefit. And if they do, that's fine, because we'll still reserve the remainder of the benefit to pay out if they ever have one of those big threes. So just because they have aortic surgery, and let's say they have a $10,000 benefit, we're going to pay them $2,500. Well, even if we do that, if they ever have a stroke, heart attack, or need a heart transplant, then we're going to pay them the other $7,500. So it doesn't go away once they use a portion of the benefit. There's a remainder. Now, as an agent, I always hated underwriting questions because in most of the products we write today, there are too many underwriting questions. Well, the good news is there are not a lot on this product. On flexible choice, if you're selling cancer standalone, these are the 3 underwriting questions. And I'm going to simplify them, but it's basically, do you or have you ever had AIDS or HIV? In the last 10 years, have you been diagnosed, treated, or hospitalized for cancer? Or in the last 5 years, have you been told to go get a test and either the test did not come back negative or you didn't go get the test? Those are the 3 questions for cancer. Now, if you're doing heart attack and stroke, the HIV and AIDS question is there, and then there's basically the 2 10-year questions for heart attack and stroke that are on your screen right now. If they answer yes to any of those, Cigna will not offer any coverage. So just keep that in mind. 5 total underwriting questions for cancer, heart attack, and stroke insurance. So really, really, really agent and client friendly. Now, I get asked a lot, how do you cross-sell this? You know, the good news is it's available for all ages, all products. So we'll talk about the products in a minute, but it's available in most states 18 to 99. So we ask some of these basic questions, right? Who do you have your cancer insurance with? Would you like some additional cancer? I've heard some other good ones, and they might be later, but I'll talk about them now. Whatever you do, don't cancel your cancer policy, or whatever you do, don't cancel your heart attack and stroke policy. That's going to get a, huh? What is that? I don't have one. And if they do have one, that's a great thing too, right? Hey, let me tell you about the new product with Cigna and see if I can maybe get you the same or more coverage for the same or less premium. I've had some agents tell me, they ask their client, do you have the old cancer policy or the new cancer policy? And then if a client has one, they pull it out because nobody wants the old cancer policy, right? And then our agents look to see if they can help them get a better benefit for similar lower rate or et cetera. Really help the client out. We talk about treatment options, independence, all that fun stuff. But let's really talk about how to position it. So if you're selling Medicare Supplement, talk about the gaps, right? I mean, that's what a Medicare Supplement is, but as we all know, there's gaps in Medicare Supplement as well. There's things like the donut hole, cancer treatment drugs. Most people, when they get treated for cancer, don't get treated right next to their house. They have to go somewhere. And then there's hotels for them or loved ones. There is a huge thing right now on cancer that treatment and research is way ahead of Medicare approvals. So for those of you who live, for instance, in Texas, Texas has a great cancer hospital called MD Anderson. Well, a lot of the procedures they're doing and treatments at MD Anderson right now are considered experimental by Medicare, and which by definition, if it's considered experimental by Medicare, it is not covered by a Medicare supplement policy, so keep that in mind. And then there's other non-approved Medicare treatments, etc. Now, if we're talking about Medicare Advantage, there's gaps, right? The 20% cost share on cancer treatment and chemo, the maximum out-of-pocket exposure. That's huge. That can be somewhere between $3,200 and $6,700 or so dollars for your client. I have a lot of agents that sell $5,000 cancer policy to their clients just to cover maximum out-of-pocket exposure. And then there's other costs as well, right? Plus there's network constraints. And then if you sell under 65, just look at that. There's a lot of plans right now that have high deductibles, especially if you're on a group plan. Then you have to not only have a high deductible, but you also have coinsurance. Or if your clients are ACA, right? Same thing. So just keep that in mind. There's ways to position that product regardless of what other product or what market you're in. You probably, most of you already have a good book to go through and offer Flex Choice to your current clients. Why look for new clients if you already have some on the books that already bought from you, they already trust you, etc., that you can now go back and talk to them about more ways of protecting them and their family. So with that, that's the end of Flexible Choice. So let's quickly talk about something fun. At Cigna, we do an annual agent conference. So next year in 2018, we're going to Banff, Alberta, Canada. We're going to stay at the Fairmont. As you see in the picture behind, it basically looks like a castle. We do great trips. If you've never been on our trip and you like trips, I assure you Cigna does great trips. Now, the other good thing is qualification just started March 1st. It didn't start January 1st like it does with a lot of other carriers. So if you haven't been writing a lot for us yet, you haven't missed a lot. You still have a lot of time, and qualification goes through the end of February next year. If you sell Medicare supplements only with us, you need $225,000 in qualifying credits or in annualized premium. If you sell Flexible Choice or any of our other products like our Final Expense, you actually get 3 times credit for supplemental health and Final Expense. So really you only need about 75 or so, and I'm ballparking, but you need about 75,000 in that. Now if you sell some Med Sup and some Sup Health and some Final Expense, don't fret, don't worry. We will merge all your qualifying credits and get you there. So if you sell enough combined to get on the trip and you're in good standing, you will be invited. We do not cap our amount of producers we take on our conference. So now with that, if you haven't typed any questions in and you have some, now's the time. I know I went fast and I apologize, but we had a lot of information, wanted to get through it. So Brandy, are you on and available?
I am. I actually answered the majority of the questions that agents had in particular to state-specific situations, so I think we're covered there. I don't see any additional questions right now pertaining to a group atmosphere, so I think you're off the hook.
Okay, well that sounds great. Thank you everybody very much for joining me today, and please, if you have any questions, I will tell you I work with a lot of groups. Premier is one of my favorite groups out of the whole country. They're a great partner not only for Cigna but for me personally. So if you need anything, just reach out to Brandy and the team at Premier. They will take care of you. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Jim, and thanks everybody for who all attended here. And any follow-up questions or interest in more product information, feel free to contact one of our experienced health teams here at Premier. We can be reached at 1-800-365-8208, and I wish everybody well. Have a great afternoon.